Right now, live at 5, a big blow for a proposed copper-nickel mine near the Boundary Waters. We hear from both sides and explain the impact this could have on our region. Plus,
if you're headed to the Boundary Waters this summer, there's a few changes you'll need to know.
And later, the Minnesota Vikings have made a big decision that could have a huge impact on the team moving forward. We introduce you to the new man calling all the shots.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. A big blow today for a proposed copper-nickel mine near the Boundary Waters. The Biden administration has canceled Twin Metals mineral rights leases.
CBS3's Rob Coles has been following this story for us today and has more on what this could mean for the region.
Well, Kristen and Briggs, this move today continues the years-long back and forth over these leases that started when former President Barack Obama pulled them right at the end of his term. After that, former President Donald Trump reinstated the leases, declaring a national emergency over the country's reliance on imported metals, especially metals used to manufacture computers, smartphones, batteries for electric cars, and other items. He said Twin Metals' proposal could be instrumental in bringing that business into the U.S. Then Trump left office, and this October, the Biden administration decided to move forward with a study that could lead to a 20-year ban on mining upstream from the BWCA. Today, the U.S. Department of Interior ruled the permits were improperly renewed. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland said today her department must be consistent in how it applies lease terms. Environmental groups opposed to the Twin Metals project agreed, celebrating the decision today.
It's a real victory for everyone who loves clean water, everyone who drinks straight out of the Boundary Waters, everyone who loves to paddle, people who are snowshoeing and winter camping now that I'll be doing in a couple weeks. And it's a victory for all of us.
Today, Twin Metals leaders called the decision disappointing but not surprising, given what they call the Biden administration's actions to try and shut the door on copper-nickel mining in northeast Minnesota. They said they plan to fight the decision, and so does Congressman Pete Stauber, a Republican representing the area where Twin Metals hopes to mine.
This is devastating to the workers in northeastern Minnesota. The plans are to continue, to push this and to make sure that the science and the facts and the truth go forward, not scare tactics.
This decision today comes as the state is also reviewing Twin Metals' mine plan of operation. Right now, that's in Minnesota DNR's hands. In a statement today, the department says this raises significant questions about the feasibility of Twin Metals' proposal, and they'll need to carefully consider what this means for the state's review. We'll keep you updated as this story plays out.
All right, thank you, Rob. And Governor Tim Walz also addressed the Twin Metals news today. He said the state's approach to this project and its permits has always been driven by science.
I think for all of us knows it's an emotional issue. Through any of these projects, we've always said that we're following the law, following the science, following the process.
Other state lawmakers weighed in this afternoon, including Senator David Tomassoni. He ran as a DFLer, but recently branched off into the newly created Independent Caucus. In a statement, he called the decision outrageous, short-sighted, and nonsensical. He said our nation's environmental standards and union labor are far superior to foreign mining.
It's a much anticipated day for wilderness enthusiasts as permits for the BWCA's quota season went on sale this morning. But this year, there's not as many to go around.
CBS3's Kendall Jarbo shares how many permits got the cut and the reason for that decision.
During the warmer months, people going to the Boundary Waters pick up their permits right here at the Tofty Ranger Station. This year, there's an increased effort to make sure visitors are evenly distributed. The permit season runs May 1st through September 30th, and the Forest Service determines how many people are allowed in during that time. This year, there are 248 permits available every day, which is a 13% decrease from 2021. The Forest Service looks at several different factors to make quota adjustments, like public comment, data, and campsite availability. The BWCA has seen an influx of visitors since the pandemic began. That's causing natural resource damage and overcrowding popular entry points, which prompted the Forest Service to cut 5,700 permits.
We did reduce and adjust quota, and that's really to get to the heart of dispersing visitors and the crowding. But we've also hired additional wilderness rangers so they can write citations, violations, so they kind of keep track of what we're seeing in the wilderness, and that way too.
To help meet the demand and crack down on violations, the Forest Service is doubling its permanent workforce this year. The additional wilderness rangers will also interact with and educate visitors in the boundary waters. Since there's 13% fewer permits available this year, Forest Service spokespeople say to have different backup dates and entry points in mind when you go to book.
Thank you, Kendall. Coming up at 6, we hear from a long-standing wilderness outfitter who shares why they say restricting public land should only be a last resort and not the first step.
Well, there's major news today from the U.S. Supreme Court, where one of the longest-serving members is expected to retire. Justice Stephen Breyer will retire at the end of the court's current term in June. At 83 years old, the liberal justice had been under pressure to step down and give President Biden his first opportunity to pick a successor. The president insists, though, that Breyer decided his own timing. The president is expected to name his pick for Breyer's replacement in the next few weeks. During his presidential campaign, he pledged to nominate a black woman.
The president has stated and reiterated his commitment to nominating a black woman to the Supreme Court, and certainly stands by that.
The timing allows the president to fill that vacancy while Democrats hold that slim majority in the Senate, a margin experts say could slip away from the upcoming midterm elections.
Dave joins us now for our first look at the weather. And Dave, when I got home last night up to the range a little after midnight, 24 below. And I thought, what am I going to wake up to in the morning?
Yeah, you took 12 degrees off that mark when you got up. 36 below for the Hibbing Chisholm Airport this morning. Cold snap really snapped upon us this morning. We'll take a look at the numbers right now, and there we go, 36 below for that part of the Mesabi range, 23 below International Falls, 26 below Grand Rapids this morning, Solon Springs as well. Ely's still having troubles with its sensors, so that 9 above is not correct. Silver Bay and Grand Marais having some troubles too with their equipment. 28 below Hayward, 27 degrees below zero for Watersmeet, but tomorrow's not going to be that chilly. We've got an Alberta Clipper running along the Canadian border, and that warm front is nudging our temperatures up, and it'll also nudge up a temperature that's right for a little bit of light snow tonight. Maybe a trace to 2 inches coming across from that Clipper, and then it's going to be mostly sunny on Thursday. That cold front is a fairly weak one, so it won't drop our temperatures drastically, at least not at first. Short-term forecast says tonight with the cloud cover, we'll have lows of 7 above zero. 30% chance for the snow. High temp Thursday, 17, but that passing cold front does open the door for eventual cool down to come our way. By Friday morning, we could be back in the chilly thick of it, and I'll talk about that temperature trend in more detail in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, the Wisconsin DNR is planning for the future of state forests and how to best serve them. How you can provide input on the plan as we go around the Northland after the break.
You're watching CBS3 Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Briggs LaSavage, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3. Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
I'm telling you, you should open a business.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
I've got an idea.
I hope you like it.
I love it. Just one question. What's that?
It's a chair. New plan. You make the furniture. I make the ideas. NBC makes them happen.
That was always the plan.
Bring us your best ideas. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Good health is key to a good life. In the Cloquet community, keeping you and your family healthy is the goal of the CMH Rader Family Clinic. From routine wellness checks for newborns to treating issues of the aging and everything in between. The CMH Rader Family Clinic provides health care for all, from pediatrics to geriatrics. It's all available right here in your community.
Flying from the big city can be stressful with traffic, parking fees, busy concourses, and security lines, and that long drive home. At Range Regional Airport, we take the stress out of flying. We're close to home with free parking, short lines, comfortable lounge, and quick access through security. Take the stress out of flying. Fly Range Regional Airport, Hibbing.
Wisconsin winters will warm your heart. Time for big smiles and downhill fun. Time to step outside and get lost in the snow. Time once again for memory making with those who matter most. It's what a trip to Wisconsin is all about.
Stay connected to live local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Glen Sheen Mansion tonight. You can see the ice there piling up along the pier as today's wind broke up what was mostly in the harbor yesterday. Dave will be in with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region.
A virtual forum to meet the candidates for Ashland mayor, and environmental comments are open for a wood plant outside Cohasset. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start things off in Wisconsin tonight, where residents have 1 month to weigh in on the future of forests across the state. The Wisconsin DNR is currently taking input on its Division of Forestry Draft Strategic Direction, which is a 5-year plan for maintaining and preserving state forests. The draft is part of the overarching 10-year Forest Action Plan created in 2020 to refine resources and priorities of state forests. Next, we head to Ashland, Wisconsin, where a local group is hosting a forum to meet the mayoral candidates. The event will be held virtually on Monday, February 7th. Current Mayor Deborah Lewis announced via Facebook in September she would not be running again. The 3 current candidates are Matthew McKenzie, David Mattill, and Charles Ortman. The forum is being held by the League of Women Voters of Ashland and Bayfield counties and Vaughan Public Library. Residents are encouraged to submit questions ahead of time. And we wrap up in Cohasset, Minnesota tonight, where public comment is open for a proposed manufacturing building. Called the Frontier Project, the facility would produce oriented strand board, a product similar to plywood. The project would occupy nearly 159 acres of land just west of Cohasset. A new railroad path would be constructed to support material deliveries, and other utilities would need to be constructed. We will have more information on this project and all of today's stories on our website. And if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, Governor Tim Walz laid out the final part of his plan to spend the state's $8 billion surplus. How it could help those on the shore of Lake Superior in just a few minutes.
Temperature deficit, that's what we had around the region this morning. 18 below for the Twin Ports, 36 below towards Hibbing Chisholm. Well, it's going to warm up tonight. We'll be above 0 for our lows, and tomorrow we'll get into the double digits above 0 once again, just like today. But by Friday, it may already cool down. We'll talk about if that's an aberration or a trend right after our break.
Stay connected to live local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Hi, Russell Nicolay, Nicolay Law Office. If you've been seriously injured, we can help. For the last 14 years, my office has been helping folks like you and holding insurance companies accountable. My award-winning legal team can help you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured, get Nicolay. We win or you don't pay.
At Humana, we believe your health care should evolve with you. And part of that evolution means choosing the right Medicare plan for you. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you are covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits, but you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums and still not get prescription drug coverage. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits. You get all this coverage for as low as a $0 monthly plan premium in many areas. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals and telehealth coverage with a $0 copay. So call or go online today and get your free decision guide. Discover how an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan could save you money. Humana, a more human way to health care.
Follow me, I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weathermax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Pretty brisk this morning, but we'll get a respite here for a day and a half or so before it becomes cool again, only for the short term though. So Friday's a little dip back below zero. Won't last that long. Here's our timeline. Tonight, light snow possible as an Alberta clipper goes by. We'll talk about what light means here in just a minute or two. Come Thursday, it'll be sunny and mild by January standards, and that means we won't be below zero, even though we won't get as warm as normal. Friday, cold morning returns, and we talk about if that's the only cold morning in more detail in just a bit as well. Right now, we've got to dial up the current conditions from Duluth International, and if it hit 18 below this morning, well, we've risen to the occasion and gone towards 12 above now. A little bit of light snow is popping off up there, and there's a 30% chance your town will get a bit of that action as the evening goes on. Wind right now, southwesterly 20 miles per hour. If that was a northwesterly wind, we'd have much more wind chill than just 6 below, so we'll count our blessings there. And now let's eye up our temperatures here. 20 above International Falls, 12 above Evelyn, but still that's not so bad. 15 for Grand Rapids, 16 for Moose Lake. Into Wisconsin, we're eyeing up 15 in Superior. Towards the UP, it's 13 in Ironwood. And around the Bayfield Peninsula, we're having temperatures like 14 at La Pointe and Ashland as well. Tomorrow's high temps, at least early on, will be just about as nice, but cooler air coming in for Friday could take numbers down by Thursday evening. Let's get into the here and now with a live local Doppler, and clouds are pushing back in advance of a low pressure system. But with the close-up picture here, we don't see much in the way of snow activity. There's been a couple of snow showers for Minnesotans and towards the snow belt. And you know, that may be the gist of things here tonight. It's only a 30% chance for this precip, and if it pays off, we're not going to get that much. Chart on that comes up after we take a look at the placement of this low. And it's a classic Alberta clipper. Runs along the Canadian border. It doesn't have much moisture because the Rockies block it on one end, and the Gulf of Mexico is a long way down towards the south. So, on that note, if we get a trace to about an inch of snow, that's going to be about all we can mention. An inch maybe around International Falls through early tomorrow morning, under an inch for much of the rest of the region, maybe a little more than an inch towards Watersmeet. And then, of course, our low pressure system will go away, and another high does come in from the north, but this won't be as drastically cold. It'll be cool once we get in through tomorrow, and come Friday, well, one cold morning then gives way Saturday by another bit of a warm-up. So it won't stick around too long when we go back to 15 below come Friday morning. Tonight, we may go towards 3 below International Falls, but otherwise, the rest of Minnesota could be as warm as 12 above, like along the shore of Lake Superior. For Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps there. Not quite brave enough to go to 10 above, but they'll hit 9 for most of the area. And for tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, high temps, 19 to 23. The normal is 20. Mostly sunny, no, mostly sunny. Yes, mostly sunny. How did that cloud get in there then? That should be one of those sunny things. All right, that's what threw me off there. Mostly sunny for Minnesota as well. Highs as cool as 9 for International Falls, but as warm as 20 by the lake. And then here comes the extended forecast, where Friday morning indeed may go back towards 15 below, but we'll go back to 10 above for Friday afternoon. And then Saturday is 20. Sunday is 20 as well. 27 by Monday. You know what we need to do? Break out the shorts and all those other cliches we say when it gets warmer than normal.
Open the
around
sunroof,
here.
the whole thing.
There is a chance for a little more snow coming around next Tuesday and Wednesday, and there are signs that temperatures will start to dip back again by next Wednesday. So enjoy these 20s above while you can.
Yeah, we sure will. I know a lot of us humans will. Those sled dogs that are getting ready for the John Bear Grease, I think that's a little warm for them. So
that's a good point, Briggs.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, because I used to cover the bear grease when I was doing a lot of reporting around here. You know, if it was over 30, then there'd be trouble. So maybe 20 is doable for the doggies.
It'll be just right.
Let's hope so. Thanks, Dave.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer will deliver the 2022 State of the State address tonight, starting at 7 p.m. She plans to discuss progress the state has made throughout the pandemic and her comprehensive plan for the future. We have a link to the live stream on our website.
Minnesota's governor made his fourth and final proposal on how to spend the state's nearly $8 billion surplus. Today's pitch focused on the health and safety of Minnesotans. It includes expanding access to affordable health care, housing initiatives, legalizing marijuana, investments in public safety on the state and local level, and targeting repeat offenders. Walz says the state can do more to combat violent crime while also addressing the reasons people break the law.
The process it's going to take to protect Minnesotans and to move back upstream to prevent that is going to take a coordinated community effort, and it is going to take a budget that is both immediate for the protection of Minnesotans and long-term for the reduction and the changes that need to be made.
The proposal also includes money to address climate change concerns. Walz specifically mentioned strong storms in Duluth that washed away the lake walk and the recent string of tornadoes that swept across the southern part of the state.
$725,000 worth of fentanyl and heroin are off the streets tonight after the Duluth Police Department's massive drug bust. Their investigation started in June and wrapped up in December. So far, 21 people have been charged. That includes the man who police say was the ringleader, a 23-year-old from Chicago. Police say he got drugs from someone else in Chicago and then sent them up to the Twin Ports, where he relied on a deep network of distributors to sell them. While 21 people have been charged, only 14 are behind bars right now. There are warrants out for the others. Duluth police thank the other agencies they worked with, saying busting this size of an operation will save lives.
Well, it's that time of the show now where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from Animal Allies here in Duluth.
And we've got a twofer today. Meet Kermit and Lucky. They are a 3-year-old bonded pair looking for a loving home together. Our friends at the shelter tell us they are a little shy, but once they warm up, they love to snuggle and hang out.
Oh, that's so sweet. A couple of real cute kitties there. I love the orange one especially.
And they're buddies, so they gotta go together. Look at that face. If you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Kermit and Lucky, then you can call the number on your screen.
Still to come, the Vikings are one step closer to building their top management for next season. Their pick for general manager after the break.
Bring new life to your home with paint and lighting from Menards. Lithonia Lighting, new construction recessed housing is easy to install. Right now they're on sale for $6.99 each. Finish the project off with paint from Dutch Boy. Dutch Boy Platinum Plus paint is a paint and primer in one with exceptional stain resistance and washability. A gallon of interior flat paint is on sale for only $29.96 after rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
There are lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure. I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
It's here. Our hearty and homestyle menu is back, starting at just $8.99. Enjoy our classic pot roast dinner, pot roast stroganoff, fajita breakfast quesadilla, and more. And don't forget a fresh baked pie from the Perkins Bakery. Take one home or order online at perkinstogo.com.
The Bulldogs take on the Broncos of Western Michigan University Friday at 7, only on My 9 Sports. Brought to you by Essentia Health and Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
The Vikings are starting fresh this offseason after they let go of general manager Rick Spielman and head coach Mike Zimmer.
But they filled one of those positions now. Here to break down today's news is CBS3's Alexis Bass. What do we need to know about that new GM, Alexis?
Well, Kristen and Briggs, it sounds like the Wolves have their guy. According to NFL Network and ESPN reports, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah is the new general manager in Minnesota. He's the former vice president of football operations with the Cleveland Browns. He is reportedly getting a four-year deal to become the 10th GM in franchise history. Before Cleveland, he was in San Francisco, serving as the 49ers director of football research and development. He has degrees in both economics and from Princeton and Stanford, and spent some time on Wall Street as a stock trader before entering the NFL. He'll have some big decisions coming his way as they continue a search for head coach. Quarterback Kirk Cousins' contract also expires next offseason.
Coming up on this busy news day, that dangerous storm that could deliver up to 20 inches of snow in some areas. What you need to know about the potential bomb cyclone. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning brought to you by the Birth Center at Essentia Health. By your side every step of the maternity journey so you can rest easy knowing you're both in good hands.
If you or someone you know has been exposed to asbestos and you now suffer from mesothelioma or lung cancer, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Hi, I'm Paula Haddock here with spokesman Rob Wolf. So, Rob, please share with the viewers at home who should be calling in right now.
Well, just like you said, Paula, if you or anyone you know have been exposed to asbestos and now suffer from mesothelioma or from lung cancer, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Call now.
At UCare, we have a New Year's resolution. Well, it's really an every year resolution to decomplicate Medicare and help you find some of the best plans out there. And when we say best, we mean it, because UCare's Medicare Advantage plans are now 5-star rated based on member experience and satisfaction. Thanks to all our members for making this happen. We can't wait to see you out there this year. Our resolve is pretty strong. UCare, people-powered health plans.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital. We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me.
Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Hi, Hi, folks. Welcome back. If you or someone you love has been exposed to asbestos and you now suffer from mesothelioma or lung cancer, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, please share with everyone who should be calling in right now.
Well, just like you said, Paula, if you or anyone you know have been exposed to asbestos and now suffer from mesothelioma or from lung cancer, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Pick up the phone and call now.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Wednesday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6.
Tonight at 5, we broke down the announcement from the Biden administration today that they have canceled the Twin Metals mineral rights leases, a proposed copper-nickel mine near Ely and the BWCA. Environmental groups celebrated the decision, while local lawmakers, such as Congressman Stauber, were upset by the move.
And tonight at 6, Essentia Health will be home to a new trial for those diagnosed with ALS. Tonight, we take a look at the groundbreaking research that will be conducted and hear from one Northland lawmaker who will be personally taking part.
That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
We'll see you back here at 6.